Yo guys, what's going on and welcome back to this video today. So today, just before we jump into the video, I just want to say a few things. I want to give you guys a little bit of an update because over the next few weeks to a couple months, I've got some really exciting things happening in my life and also happening for the channel and sort of my personal brand. And I really want to quickly share those for you. Only be a couple minutes. If you're really not interested about my personal life and you want to just get to what the video is actually about, skip to like 2 or 3 minutes in. But if you're not, I'm going to try and get it over as well, as quick as possible and tell you some really exciting things that are happening. Number one, your boy's getting a house. Currently, right now, I live with my girlfriend and her parents. We've been living here, we're just trying to find the right house. Getting a mortgage on 1 year's books and 1 year's accounts is very, very difficult, but it seems to be all going through, which is fantastic. We literally just got back from viewing a house, me and my partner, a 5-bedroom house, absolutely loved it. We're viewing one in literally about an hour and a half from now, which seems perfect. It's a 3-bed place, but it looks like it could be amazing, insane views, rooms to expand, all sorts of good stuff. So that's really, really exciting because it means I'm going to actually be able to have a dedicated room and an office space to be able to work, a place to be able to film videos, even a place to be able to do some maybe at-home training further down the year if that's something you guys would like. And obviously, I'm going to document the whole process. If we do decide to get a house, I'll let you guys know. I'll show you guys around when we do move in, and we can maybe do some sort of like more vlogging on the channel, more documenting when I have my own space rather than living in my current situation like I do now. The next thing that's really, really exciting is that, guys, I'm starting a podcast. Now, I've wanted to do this for so long, like so long, but to be honest with you, I've just never got around to it. But you know what? If I don't start it, someone else is going to start this first and I'm going to be left behind. I need to just start it. So, coming soon, I'm going to be starting a podcast. Now, it's not going to be a podcast where I just sit and do audio on my own. I want to have a podcast where I interview people, interview influencers, entrepreneurs, people who are good at their craft, people who have information to share, interesting people who have achieved good things. That's who the kind of people I want to be getting on the channel to sort of spice up my content a little bit. I'm looking at probably doing maybe 40 minutes to an hour every episode. And hopefully if I can get enough people interested in coming on to the podcast, I'm going to start doing episodes every single week. Now I've got a name for it, I've got branding and everything coming for it. Over the next, depends on what happens with this house and sort of how everything goes. I'm going to be purchasing the equipment over the next week or two, hopefully. And then guys, we're going to be starting a podcast. Now, the reason I'm sharing this with you is because A, I want some feedback. What would you guys want from a podcast? And number two, the most important thing, people who aren't out of reach for me to get, who would you want to see on the podcast? What kind of people would you want to see? What kind of questions do you want me to ask? Do you want it to be a really heavily business focused podcast? Or would you like me to sort of, rather than digging deep and finding questions from these people, maybe we can find out more about their personal lives and sort of get to know them and have, maybe we'll have it more as a fun podcast where we literally just have a laugh and have a chat. What's the kind of things you would expect from a podcast and what would you want? Or kind of like a good balance between all of them. I just want to know before I get the first guest on, the kind of content that you'd want to see, just so I can make it as entertaining as possible for you guys. And then finally, I announced this on my Instagram the other day. If you're not following my Instagram, make sure you go and check it out. But later this year, around June or July time, I'm going to be hosting a mastermind event for 5 to 10 people in London. I'm going to book an Airbnb for a night. It's going to be 2 full days. We're going to do from maybe like 7 a.m. till 5, 6 p.m. at night. We're going to be doing solid training. I'm going to teach you my whole business model. No secrets. Absolutely everything out on the table. Going to be full on training during the days, and then in the evening what we're going to do is, obviously with everyone who's at the event, we're going to do networking. We'll go out for food, go out for drinks, things like that, and the event is going to be hosted in an Airbnb. We're all going to stay together. I've got a few people interested in coming over from Canada, the US, people in Germany, people in Holland, and loads of other places, even in the UK as well. These are all quite high level people who are really interested in business, who probably most of them have found some success themselves. So if that's something that interests you guys, I've only announced it on my Instagram. Shoot me a DM if you would be interested in coming, because I'm getting numbers at the minute and seeing who would want to come. And then once I've found that out, I'm going to set a date in place so we can actually move forward with it. Now that that's out of the way, I want to jump into what this actual video is about, but I wanted to share that at the beginning just because rather than making this whole video on itself and waste it in a video, I wanted to just share it before we jumped in to the next topic that I want to talk about now. And basically what I want to talk about is how you guys can actually stop worrying and start living a bit more. It's only a short topic. It's something I just want to cover in this video, hopefully make it around 10 minutes long, and we'll call it a day for today. But basically, I know a lot of you guys really, really worry, and that could be in any aspect. A lot of people are scared, and everyone's different, right? Some people are scared to pick up the phone and cold call. That's definitely something I was afraid of doing when I first got started. Some people are afraid to do in-person meetings. Some people are afraid to upload videos on YouTube because people may find it. Some people may be really worried to share their face. Some people may be worried to do like the actual, results and stuff for clients. Some people may hate human interaction. Some people may love it. Everyone is different. So guys, the biggest tip I want to give you here, the biggest tip is I want you to imagine right now that whatever it is that you're worried about, I'll tell you what, before we do this actually, I want to give you a little exercise, right? Right now on a piece of paper on a laptop, write down the one thing that scares you most right now. I guarantee you, I almost guarantee you, the thing that scares you most right now is in correlation with, not all the time, but most of the times, it will directly be parallel to what's going to get you the most results. All right, think about it. What's going to get you the most clients for a social media marketing agency? If you don't do it the freelance method that I do, if you do it a different method, well, guess what it's going to be? It's going to be cold calling. Now, that's very uncomfortable for a lot of people. Let's say you want to start a personal brand. What's the biggest thing that scares a lot of people? Putting themselves in front of the camera. Guess what? That's what's going to get you the most results. Like, if you don't upload a video and you don't put yourself in front of the camera, how are you ever going to have a business or a personal brand? Like, it's just not going to happen. You need to get over that fear, right? So the first thing you want to do is, the first key thing is understanding what it is that scares you, and don't be afraid to admit it, right? Being accountable to yourself and self-awareness is very, very, very important. So take 5 minutes, take 10 minutes, stop procrastinating and being busy and not achieve anything. Sit down and really start to think, okay, what is it that scares me in business? What is the scariest thing, the top 3 things that scare me the most, right? The chances are they're not the easy things. They're the uncomfortable situations. One thing I will say, guys, right? Overcoming adversity and overcoming things that scare you, number one, they make you a better person, right? The things that used to scare me, like getting on a phone with clients, like getting in front of the camera, are now so second nature to me that I don't even blink, I don't even bat an eyelid when it comes to me doing them. I've literally just got back from a house viewing, I'm going on to a house viewing later. I literally just had a spare hour, so I've got the camera out and started filming. I wasn't nervous to film, I'm not going to be nervous to upload this video. When I first uploaded my first video, I was so scared what everyone would think about it. I was so nervous, you could tell because I was really quiet in the camera, all this kind of stuff. But I just put the video out. Look at how much, me personally, if I look back right, I haven't really noticed the transition, but I've improved as a person, and now what used to scare me massively is second nature. Overcoming that adversity, if I never did it, now it's made me a better person. Because of uploading YouTube videos, I now have the confidence to get on stage. Now, the first time I were to get on stage and maybe do a talk, I would be scared so much, right? I guarantee you I'd be scared so much, right? But the 5th time, the 10th time that I were to get on stage or something, I guarantee you it would start to become second nature, right? So the first thing I want to say is, really, really narrow down maybe the top 3 things that are going to scare you the most. I guarantee you that they are in correlation to the things that are going to get you the most results. Like I said, maybe picking up the phone and cold calling, speaking to a client, putting a video out on YouTube. That's probably what's going to scare you the most. It's going to get you the most results though, right? If it doesn't, right? If the thing that scares you the most isn't the thing that gets you the most results, then do not even worry about it, right? Overcome that at a later date. If it is the thing, now this is where you need to overcome it. First thing you need to realize, like I said as well, is that it is the most important thing. And by overcoming that adversity and doing it, you become a better person. And I know it's hard in the beginning, but it's not always going to be hard forever, right? It might scare you in the beginning, it might worry you in the beginning, but it won't always worry you. And you become a better human being for it in all aspects of life, believe it or not, from just overcoming these adversities, right? Now, the next thing, super, super important. Let's say it's all easy for me to say that, but let's say you're really scared to do it. Like, to the edge of I'm really it scares me to the bone. I'm shaking, I hate it. Backstory, the first time I ever had a call, not even a cold call, just a phone call with a client, that was me. I was shaking. The first time I spoke to him, you could hear my voice trembling. Now, like I said, I just have a normal chat because I've overcome that. But what I want you to do, right, what I really, really want you to do is picture the worst thing that can happen. So let me use cold calling as an example, or even speaking to a client, because I know that's probably the scariest thing for a lot of you guys. What is the worst thing that can happen for you? Like, absolute worst case scenario. I'm talking like the worst case scenario. Well, you're cold calling. This is the worst case scenario that I can think of, right? You cold call, hello? And the dude absolutely goes ape shit on you. Like, I'm talking, fires back at you. we hate cold callers, why are you cold calling, we're not interested in your business, but what are you doing, you're wasting my time, you're wasting your time, you're scum, ladder, all this stuff, right? Worst case scenario, by the way, probably will almost never happen. You've got to understand it's just a human at the end of the day. You would never do that if someone cold called you. You'd probably hang up. Worst case scenario, they go crazy at you, right? Guess what? It doesn't matter. So what I want you to do is really picture, and I'm not just saying like picture and think about the worst thing that could happen. Literally picture it to the case of like, imagine that it's actually happened. Like visualize it happening to you and just accept it, right? Just accept it. So, you know, imagine you cold calling, imagine him slaying all that. Literally visualize that it's actually happening to you and then just accept that that's happened. How bad do you feel? Now I guarantee you, the thought of it happening is so much worse than the actual occurrence of it happening. I almost guarantee you that. The build up, the more you worry about things, the worse things get. The more you think about it, your brain thinks about it and you think about it and you overthink things and you worry and you worry and you worry, things get worse. By actually visualizing the worst case scenario and accepting it, things can only be better. So, second key point there for you, really visualize whether that is uploading a YouTube video, whether that is uploading an Instagram, maybe whether that is cold calling. I mean, whatever it is you're scared of doing, right? Going door to door, whatever that thing is that scares you. Confronting your parents, the fact that you've dropped out of university or you've dropped out of college because your business is going well. Picture the worst case scenario. Now the third and final thing I will end this video out with saying, something else is very important. And this is sort of a mindset thing, right? And I just want to be honest, I want to be really honest with you, like, why the hell does it matter? Because the chances are, if you're afraid to cold call, you're afraid you're not worried what's going to happen to you, you don't really care. It's more so like, you're worried what other people think about you. Because you're worried that the person at the end of the phone is going to think that you're an ass for calling, right? They're going to think you're a horrible marketer for calling. So you're worried about what his opinion is, right? That's right, isn't it? It's not. You're not worried about what happens to you. You're not worried about if he swears at you. I'm sure someone sweared at you before. I'm sure someone's kicked off at you before. How have you dealt with it? Probably okay. What you're actually worried about, guys, is what he thinks of you. It's someone that you've never met before. Why are you letting the opinions of others affect what you do with your life, right? It's your life. If you're afraid to upload a video to YouTube because your friends might see it, you're not worried about what you think of it because you want to do it. You're worried about what your friends think, right? You're worried about if someone you went to first school with and you haven't seen in 10 years sees it on Facebook. Like, that's what you're worried about. You're not worried about you. You're worried about what others think. You really need to get out of that mindset. If you want to be successful, I'm going to be honest now, guys. If you want to be successful, you need to be in this for you. And obviously, you can be in it in the long run for your friends and your family to support them. But I mean, your goals and visions and stuff, they're for you. The visions and your dreams are for you. Because you can then help your family. You can provide for others. You can provide for yourself and have a great life. If your friends don't support you, if your family don't support you, if somebody you don't know doesn't support you, it doesn't matter because you're you. It's your life. And I read something the other day which is super important that it's to do with parents and family and things like that. You got to understand, you are the only person in the world that's got 100% DNA for you. So your parents' DNA, they're 50%, it's 50%, right? I don't know the exact science behind it, but I think it's, your parents are 50% of your DNA and the rest is made up from other stuff, right? Probably butchered it, I'm not a scientist, you only need to be clever in a few things. Science isn't one of those for me, clearly. But my point is, you're the only one that's 100% you. Your parents might think they know what's best for you, but they're probably doing what's best for them. And you've got to be honest, guys, you've got to do what's best for you. A little real life story here. When I first dropped out of university, and sort of understandably as well, my friends, and not all of my friends admittedly, some of my friends, family, not all of my family admittedly, but some of my family didn't support me. They called me idiots, they called me stupid for dropping out, they called me this, that and the other. Same as when I first uploaded my first YouTube video, before I even had a business, right? I uploaded like a vlog to my older channel, friends and family found it. Some people were saying, what the hell are you doing that for? I don't understand it, what are you doing? Some people supported it, a lot of people didn't, right? But I did not let any of that faze me. If I did, and I never uploaded that first YouTube video, even way back in the day, like, 10 years ago when I first started my first YouTube channel, I guarantee you, I wouldn't be where I am today, right? Because if I never did it, I overcome that fear, that adversity, it's made me the person I am. So, to sort of end off this video, I really want you to start doing things for yourself. really think about why you're scared to do it, because I guarantee you 99.9% of the time you're worried to do it because of what other people think, and that's just not the way you should go around your life at all. Because at the end of the day, when that person you think's judging you, whether it's the person you cold called or your friends, right? When they're at bed at night, they're not thinking about you, right? They're thinking about themselves. They're not thinking about what you're doing, right? So don't let the opinions of others stop you achieving your dreams, because, again, I'm probably going to butcher this quote, but it's an Einstein quote. And basically, he says something along the lines of, the funny thing about successful people is that they seem crazy to others. Now, you know what, guys? In the beginning, a lot of people think you're crazy for uploading a YouTube video. A lot of people think that you're crazy for cold calling or starting a business or dropping out. A lot of people think you're stupid for doing this and doing that. But when things all work out, people's opinions change. But at the end of the day, it's not about other people. It's not, if you're getting successful to buy a car to show off to others, like, what's the point? If you're getting successful because you want to buy a Rolex to show off to others, what's the point? Like, you want to be able to do that thing because it's a goal for you and because you want to do it, because you want to help your family and things like that. What other people think of you, so unimportant. So, you know what, guys, to end out the video, like I keep saying, really stop caring what other people think about you. Start doing things for you, and then I guarantee you all of your worries will go away, because you realise that you're only worried because of what other people think, right? Anyway, guys, that is the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed. A bit of a different one at the beginning with the sort of update, sort of giving you a bit of behind the scenes of my life. For these guys that have stayed to the end, actually, I want to ask you one quick question. I'm thinking of doing more vlogs in the channel, especially when I get a house soon. I feel like I upload all the time. I'm just sat here speaking to you and teaching you guys about business and life and stuff like that. I'd like to build a bit more rapport with you guys. I want you to know what goes on behind the scenes of my business and my life, and not just my business, but like, if I'm going away on a trip, like I'm going off to Amsterdam next week, or, if I'm just doing something cool at home and I'm having fun, like, I want to sort of start documenting my life a bit more, so you guys can actually really get to know me, not just from like a business and social media marketing and outsourcing point of view, but generally for me, right? So you guys can sort of know what I get up to, sort of my life behind the scenes, meet some of my friends, meet some of my family, and cool stuff like that. So if you guys would like to start seeing some more vlogs, please just let me know in the comment section down below, or let me know by dropping a like, because it will help massively. Turn on those notifications if you haven't already, because if you turn on those notifications, you're going to get a notification every single time I upload, so you don't miss, and it would mean the world to me as well. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic day. Stop worrying, guys. Start living your life for you, not for anyone else. Stop worrying, stop stressing. Just live your life, guys. You do you, because at the end of the day, that's all that matters, right? That's all that matters. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one.